Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Cornmoon Tarot. You can call me Moon. So in today's reading, we're going to do messages from past on loved ones. And I think starting from right now in like mid-February, I'm going to be doing like love videos because of February, because of Valentine's Day. And it won't just revolve around your significant other. It'll be around different things and different people, like messages from past on loved ones. And I haven't done this video in a while. I don't know if it's been 2 years or a year and a half, but yeah, I have been feeling called to do a type of video like this, and since it's close to Valentine's Day, kind of it made me think, why not do it? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. These are the 3 groups you could choose from. Also, I'm going to put the pictures up on the screen right now just in case you want to choose from them, either 1, 2, or 3. Okay, and then we also have these groups. If those didn't help, we have group number 1 with the 3 of, oh my lord, with the 3 of Cups. And then if you want to choose from the tarot deck, my busted tarot deck, it is the Tarot Cats. And then we have group number 2 with the King of Wands. You can pause the video if you need to. And then this is the tarot deck. And then group number 3 with the 9 of Pentacles. And then this is the tarot deck. And if that didn't help, you could always go on Google with number 1 to 3 generator and have your guides choose for you. But other than that, if anybody wanted to stick here for an update, I haven't been posting for a while because I recently moved and kind of figuring out a job situation right now. But yeah, I've just been really busy and keeping myself busy. So now I feel like it's the right time for me to feel like, okay, I've gotten enough rest. I can relax. I can tune into the energies and actually give messages to my community and my people, and I am happy to do so. So yeah, now I think that's it, but yeah, let's get started and I will see you guys in your reading. Okay, bye. Hello group number 1s, welcome to your reading. If you guys chose group number 1, then you have come to the right reading. Welcome. So we're going to do a quick energy check based on the card that you picked. So if you don't feel like you're in this energy, maybe check out another group or stick around if you feel called, but I don't know why I felt the need to say that. So for the 3 of Cups, and then we also have the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck in reverse. It seems like for a lot of you, you guys are trying to direct your energy towards something that is aligned with you, especially with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You may not know what your future will look like, nor what you want, and maybe you're indulging in some fun with friends or family or loved ones, but it seems like I just heard that there's something aligned with the person that's coming through with the version that you are right now. That is so interesting. Like they see something within them in you. Anyways, with the 3 of Cups, I also heard to stay hydrated, drink water, take care of yourself. There's something here about looking after yourself and doing what you want to do. But you may be having fun, you may be celebrating something, whether it be a birthday or a milestone or something that is causing you to start over and come into the next chapter. Some of you may have gotten divorced or separated from someone, or maybe is just rewiring your whole life to do something that you actually want to do. And I think that you're kind of like coming out on top. Maybe you're on like, let me see. Yeah, the Hierophant. Maybe you're dedicating yourself to some sort of practice or some sort of way of being and kind of, yeah, like a new commitment, I feel like, when it comes to either your belief system or a job or just your morality. I think there's something here. You may be a Taurus as well for some of you, but there's something here about you really feeling like you've been through a lot, and even if you are not having the Ten of Pentacles or you don't know, you kind of are looked at as like a mentor or someone who is important right now. And there's like a need to celebrate that you feel like. I don't know what you're celebrating or what you feel like you are relaxing or just having a good time, but yeah, you're sharing a crack with people. So if that is your energy, or if that's some of your energy, then welcome to your reading group number ones. We're going to get into messages from your passed on loved one. And before the reading, I just want to preface that to only take what resonates to you, and if a message isn't for you, then just leave it there and let me continue my channeling. But also, this could be anybody. This can be someone that you haven't met, you know, like an ancestor, or someone who you always felt connected to that you didn't meet, or someone who the candles are raising. Interesting, because when I started this reading, when I was shuffling for each group, it wasn't raised. So immediately when I started your group, it started to go up more and more. But yeah, this can be someone who you were in a relationship or who you did love dearly in that area. A wife, a husband, a grandmother. It really is dependent on you in this general message. So yeah, just know that you will know if this is meant for you. Yeah, you will know. So also it may be a child as well, because the Page of Pentacles came out. I don't know. It just, because the Pentacles makes me think of earthly things. Makes me think of something that was just birthed and into the 3D reality. So trigger warning for some of you guys. If you guys aren't wanting to hear that type of message, then I would click out now. But anyways, let's get started. I think I'm done rambling. But let's see, which oracle deck do I felt called to do this one, so let's see. Messages from a passed on loved one for my group number ones. Messages from a passed on loved one for my group number ones. We have a new dawn. The worst is now behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is exactly what I felt like when it came to who you are and where you are right now, even starting over. You may feel like you look like this person, or someone in your family looks like this. Friendship. Make a date for a play day with one or more friends. Why do I feel like this is exactly like the Three of Cups energy? That is crazy. But, yeah, let me continue. I feel like this person, this being, is someone who really cares about you and someone who looks after you and kind of sends messages in saying like, hey, 333. I really do feel like this person, this passed on loved one, is someone who really wants you to know that you are protected and you are safe. Oh, whoa, I didn't even know that this was flipped over. Know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe you have a worthiness wound that you are going through, and they're kind of coming through by saying you are loved and you are being seen. You know, I do really feel like that you are very connected to divine source, or you are very connected to this passed on loved one. I don't know if there's something to do with nighttime and daytime, because Adon and then night, Adon, the word came through. I don't know if that's a name, but there's something here that I was picking up on as well. Like, they are saying that in your family, worthiness has always been a core wound. I'm also getting called to say the crown chakra, like seeing your path and actually following it, has always been a core wound within your family. And I think that they're saying you're really clearing it up. You're really clearing up the next chapter of saying, my worthiness does not depend on others telling me what to do or telling me who I should be. There's something here about you being you are glowing in your own way. Your worthiness wound doesn't define you also. There's this feeling that, you know, like anxiety attack or anything like that, to where you're so overwhelmed with everything that happened in the past, or so overwhelmed with who you are. I've been going through something recently to where it's 2026 now. I'm going to be turning 26 this year, and I know that's still young. Trust me, I'm not one of those to say, oh, I'm old, because I do still feel very young. But I have been through a lot, and I have experienced a lot already in my life. And it's kind of like I've been through so many versions of myself that it gets overwhelming sometimes, like an anxiety attack of like, who am I? Like, what version am I? And it's kind of like shuffling through all the cards and just feeling like so overwhelmed with all sides of you. But it's kind of like sitting with the side that you are now and getting into an energy of this, I want to say spirit guide, of your passed on loved one, of saying, I love you and you are not being judged for feeling these things right now. It's kind of like the feeling of observing yourself feeling these things instead of feeling so much. You might be someone who is so in their head and who really struggles with thinking a lot. And it reminds me of Jeanette McCurdy, the one that just came out with the new book of like, it's called Half His Age. And she was talking about on the Call Her Daddy podcast, where was I getting with this? Oh yeah, how she's talking to a therapist and he's kind of helping her with grounding herself because he knows and she knows she's already in her head too much. She's an overthinker, or she just thinks a lot about, like, I don't know her specifically, but let's say being too critical of yourself or thinking of all the things you need to heal and how to heal them and all this stuff. But it's kind of like, I think this passed on loved one is telling you to ground yourself, is telling you to help yourself be in this reality and take care of yourself in what helps you, you know, what helps you be here. Maybe even tuning into another person's story. Like I had someone tell me, play video games more because that could help you get into another storyline. Or like reading books, for instance. I think that always helped me when just literally loosening up my mind and not really caring so much. And I'm seeing a zebra, and it's kind of like, you are unique and you are different for a reason, and there's no need to try to fix that. There's something of just trying to go on the journey of accepting yourself and loving who you are. I think this passed on loved one is really trying to push you out of your comfort zone and tell you that you are in a new chapter, and you are seeing signs that you are in a new chapter. Now it's time to rest and rejuvenate, really time to heal and love yourself, you know. And yeah, blessed change. A major life change brings you great blessings. That's what I'm saying. Like, you are being blessed in so many ways, and allowing yourself to see that instead of being stuck on the bare minimum or panicking because of how much you've been through and what the next step is in this life. Maybe you're going to have new friends, you know. Maybe this was a friend that passed on for some of you. But yeah, I'm going to do this one actually, just ease into your messages. So, messages from a passed on loved one, please. Tune me into the energy of their passed on loved one and group number one's energy. I don't know why I got like a lightheadedness in my head. There's something there. And also I'm seeing a boat. I'm just channeling to see whatever resonates for some of you. Maybe this person was lightheaded easily, or there's something about them that kind of felt like a lot, like they felt like a lot of weight, or just a lot of weight on their shoulders. Maybe that's symbolic. Okay, messages from a passed on loved one for group number ones. Messages from interesting how the turtle was trying to come out. Okay, messages from a passed on loved one for my group number ones. I'm seeing, like, in The Crucible, there's a scene with, I forgot his name, it's been since high school, but, there's a character that, what was it? Like, he wouldn't give up information, and they were kind of putting more rocks on him, and he was saying more weight, you know. And there's something about this person that was like very loyal and would take on the burdens of others just to make others feel, you know, protected. I think that there's someone here that's like, because that's how that character died, is by having a bunch of rocks being put on him. So I don't know if there's a sacrifice that this person made in his, I don't know why I said his, in their life, but Yeah, messages from group number 1's past on loved one. Or maybe that's just their personality, but there's something here about that. So messages from group number 1's. Ooh, that flew out. Okay, so we have the koi fish. The white buffalo's right here, but I'm going to read from the koi fish as we continue. Let's see. Oh, there it was. Okay. 55 may be significant, and also I just want to say 55 also symbolizes change. So I couldn't see my phone this whole time, so if it's been like out of focus, then I'm sorry. Also 123 popped up on the timer when I was looking at the camera. But the koi fish, so we're going to go ahead and read this. In Japanese myth, the koi fish swims upstream along the Yellow River. Once it conquers many challenges and reaches to the river's head, it transforms into a majestic dragon. The Japanese view the koi fish as a symbol of aspiration and good fortune, which is manifest through determination and hard work. You have the power to transform your life. You are ready to transform. Good prosperity and wealth are on their way. See what I mean? Like, I feel like this passed on loved one, this guide, this person is telling you what's happening and the changes that are occurring for you, and to get ready for them, and just to know your worth and to know that you deserve everything, and to not feel like an imposter. There's something here about going through imposter syndrome, which, yeah, I feel that. I feel the energy of, like I said, feeling overwhelmed with who you are and who you've been and what you've gone through, like trauma or hurt or pain or happiness or anything. I mean, there's something here about taking a step back and saying, you know, give me a second. I'm getting something about trees when it comes to how trees grow and trees shed in their own way, and they form bigger roots. There's something here about not to panic, because along the way you're going to continue to really establish yourself more and more as the person that you are becoming. Even if you do not know, there's something here to ground yourself and realize you are a tree. You are a tree, and sometimes trees are just meant to grow. You know what I'm saying? Just keep growing. That's what they're telling me, is just to let you know, instead of focusing on what you have to do and what works and all this stuff, and they're trying to tell you just to keep swimming. Just like this koi fish. It's just like, keep working hard towards what you want to do for yourself, and to really treat yourself the way you want to be treated, if that makes sense, especially with worthiness. Like, focus on doing things that align with who your soul is, what it sings to. And it says the worst is now behind you. I mean, baby, this is like really good things. Like, I am very proud of you, and I feel like this immense joy and this emotion coming through me from this person. Like, they love you. Like, they have so much love for you, and they look at you as a child, I almost want to say. They're saying, cast your burdens on whatever you believe in, I want to say, and it'll be taken care of. So I want to read the white buffalo. Okay, so the white buffalo brought a sacred tradition to the indigenous American peoples. She stepped from the clouds to help Lakota, sorry if I pronounce things wrong, people survive. The white buffalo holds out a sacred pipe filled with tobacco and peace offering. The 6 feathers that hang off the shaft represent one of the 6 rights she showed her people. The 7th right hangs off her black hair. She wears the pelt of a white buffalo, the honored beast that gifted her name. The arrival of the white buffalo is a sign of restoring harmony and spirituality to a troubled world. Follow traditions that bring nature back into balance. Do your part to make change in our environment. It's time to restore harmony in the world. Be mindful of spirituality in your life. That's what I'm talking about. Like, whatever you believe in and whatever you feel like is your practice, how do I say, maybe you can use that to bring good into the world in your own way. You know, continue to foster that and continue to utilize your gifts, because I feel like you are a very gifted soul, and they just want to tell you, don't forget. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you've always been as a kid. And I think they're telling you to tap into that more. That's also why I feel like I got the image of like you being a child and then looking at you as someone who is like a child. Kind of like the quote of like God loves childlike minds, something like that. Maybe butchering that, but there's something here about tapping into that and using that to heal other people and to spread love and positivity, not force it on anybody, your beliefs or anything like that, but to, yeah, just help heal people and help be there for people that give back to you as well. But if it's just a random person too, I think that I got a message that you may be receiving more spiritual gifts, especially if you're interested in being a medium for some of you. But there's something here about fostering your gifts to help people listen and attune to their calling, their life's path, and healing them within that. So let's continue. Very interesting message. Wow, group number ones. So messages from group number ones passed on loved one, please. Messages from group number ones passed on loved one. There's something here about purple. Right when I said that, purple came out. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I'm going to read from her story. This is what it says. Reverence, respect, diplomacy. Happily single, as she never found a man her equal. She was beloved leader and legendary Filipina warrior princess who protected her people during chaotic time. You might be falling into people-pleasing behaviors and tendencies due to automatic caretaking responses. Do you often say yes when you'd rather say no? Be sure you're not conflating being nice with being kind and being overly accommodating with diplomacy. Her advice, never settle for anything less than what you want. What did I say about not settling? Interesting. Anything less what you want or what you know you deserve. When you need to let someone down, do it gently with respect for their feelings, but also your own. You do not owe anyone any part of yourself. And I wish that it would stay focused. I'm sorry, guys. And you, any part of yourself you are not willing to give. So, this reminds me of what I was talking about earlier, especially when I said you have a gift and you should use it, but use it only towards people who give back to you. That came through. So, and then earlier when I said your worth, realizing your worth, not taking anything from anybody and not setting your standards low. There's something here about this passed on loved one really wanting you to focus on yourself and to take care of yourself instead of worrying about all the people that are doing you wrong. It's kind of like, it says who protected her people during a chaotic time. So it's like, protect your people, protect your peace. Be that person who stands up for who they are instead of saying yes to everything that doesn't serve you. Because it takes a village, and the joke of like, not everyone wants to be a villager, but those people who don't want to be a villager, call them out. Or if there's someone who's trying to take charge and tell you how things are going to be from now on, it's like, with respect, I am my own individual and you shall treat me as such. Especially with Mulan here, like her story is very much very empowered. And I think that she's a lesson for people to fight for what you think is right and not to let anybody tell you different. Even if people have a different belief system or if people try to hold you back. It's like, if you feel called to do something, if you feel called to be somebody, then be that. And don't allow anybody to tell you that you need to do anything else. Trust that you can trust yourself. I want to say, trust that you can trust yourself. Purple is a very significant color for you when it comes to the crown chakra, when it comes to following who you are. I think that this person is really wanting to be in your life to show you who you are and what you deserve. Okay, so let's move on. Messages from a passed on loved one, please. Spirit, messages from a passed on loved one. We have the beaver. There's something about the beaver that has to do with working hard, you know, especially being careful, because I remember seeing like a short on a beaver that was trying to get a tree to be down, and it kept going back and being like, is it going to follow me? Is it going to follow me? And then, you know, the beaver ran because it noticed it was toppling over. So there's something here about protecting yourself when you work hard and making sure that you don't work too hard to the point of where you hurt yourself or you burn out, is what I'm saying. But hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The beaver personality is a welcome sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family, express it by a way of earth element, providing a home financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started they will work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when a task at hand requires your long-term steady effort. It can also signify that it's time to do some karma yoga, selfless service. So yeah, happy, meaningful work when out of balance feels useless, worn out. Bring into balance physical labor or selfless service. So there's something here about that I talked about earlier when it comes to grounding yourself. So maybe there's some sort of work that you do with your body or your, you know, outside world that is going to help you come into balance. And it's going to help you focus on what you need to. I think they're not telling you to grind at all, but they're telling you to focus on staying at tasks with what you want to do, because I think you could get really in your head when it comes to being hard on yourself of what you put your energy towards. It's kind of like that people pleaser energy is coming up, and they're saying maybe take time to redirect your energy towards what you want to do. Just like the koi fish, I feel like these two go hand in hand. Everything is tying in, and they're saying as this new change happens, really focus your energy on the person that you want to create, the world that you want to create, the mind, the spirit that you hold. Yeah, I think it's really time for you to be resourceful with what you have, or to go down a path that's intentional. Like make some sort of list if you have to, or do things that you feel like you have to figure out for yourself in order to move forward with confidence. Like if you feel like something's holding you back, or a mindset, or something that is really putting you down or making you feel stuck, then they're saying look into how you can help yourself with that. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's kind of just looking after yourself at this point. Okay, let's do this one, and then we will go into the tarot, and then we'll be done with your reading. Okay, so messages from group number one's passed on loved one. Messages from group number one's passed on loved one. Thank you. The fault line. That came out very clear, and the bridge is still at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. I really do feel like as you continue to travel on through these timelines, through figuring yourself out, it's kind of like you are at this stage right now. There's something here about going to the bridge and then coming to this stage. I don't know why, but it feels like, yeah. Okay, so it says, the fissure, the crack, the weak link. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of a fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, a precautious dynamics of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue. As fault lines develop slowly, naturally from underlying elemental pressures, this card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for a situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. Yeah. Redefining reality, breaking open. When dark, precariousness, pretending delusion. Go Digger. Dance to Everything is Broken by Bob Dylan. In Japanese kintsugi pottery, gold is used to mend cracks. Breaks are thought of as precious rather than something to be hidden. Interesting. I don't know if you grew up all your life of pretending like everything's okay. You know? Here, let me see. It is possible that something a loved one said caused a crack in your relationship that has never been mended. Revisit it. The time to heal is nigh. Interesting. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe you've been wounded with someone, and it's kind of like one of those things of saying, heal that within yourself. Heal that side of you, the worthiness, the feeling of not feeling like you are cared for or nobody cares for you. It's kind of like care for yourself. And also, when it comes to this, they're really saying, I don't know if you, like I said, you were brought up in a family to pretend like everything's okay and it's all picture perfect on the outside when everything was crumbling underneath. And they're telling you that you may be picking up that same habit, and to really be aware of like, hey, you aren't perfect as well, and it's not time to act like you are. It's time to be real and say, this is what's happening wrong in my life. You don't have to tell anybody this. Like, please don't feel like you need to share unless it's with a trusted person. But what they're saying is to be honest with yourself and to make changes that will feel more authentic to you, instead of hiding the cracks, instead of feeling like you need to act like everything's fine, because sometimes things aren't fine. And if you might ensue into some sort of panic state, they're really telling you to say that, oh my Lord, there's something here about Lord, I was literally just, okay. There's something here about you. I don't want to say not panicking. Knowing that this is a part of your journey as well. Knowing that how you are feeling right now with panicking is you. Like, it is a part of your story. There's nothing different about you. There's nothing that's like out of sync. If anything, they're telling you to embrace the sides of you that you are ashamed of, that you feel like aren't normal, quote unquote. I feel like everyone in this world is made to seem like everything's okay, and therefore, yeah, bridge the gap. Like, I feel like there's something here about mending those cracks with gold and allowing yourself to love you through that, and maybe find connection with other people and realize that you are not the only one that goes through these types of things. This world is so fucking, hard, but it's very difficult enough for all of us. I feel like we're all surviving in our own different ways. We all have our own trauma, our own issues, and it's kind of like we all may be looking perfect on the outside, but sometimes people don't look perfect. Sometimes people can't smile back. Sometimes people feel frustrated with how the world is, and it's hard to be effing nice. Everyone deals with things differently, and it's kind of like giving grace and finding the middle ground with those types of people, of saying, you know what, I see you. I am different in this way of like being a people pleaser and over giving because I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be felt. And I want to be understood. But there's something here about understanding the other side of different people, of wanting to push people away, wanting to hurt others, wanting to be mean, because it's like, what's the point of being nice? You know, it's kind of like understanding a middle ground of saying, I see you. And if you even can't tell that person that, or you can, but free will. It's kind of like having that understanding, like this passed on loved one. They're telling you to embody that love, to embody that peace. Choose peace for yourself. I'm going to read the bridge. The connection, the link, the gate. Bridges are built to connect two worlds. They create flow, allowing us to travel between realms, ideologies, personalities. This archetype is a gesture of acceptance. Yeah, of saying yes. Oh, wow. My lights turned off. Of saying yes rather than withdrawing, separating, and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, We are led magically into a reality. We open up to otherness, healing, and communication that are made possible. We enter a state of curiosity, wonder, and learning. The shaman, for example, creates the bridge between everyday world and the sacred. This card asks us to study the connections between the seemingly disconnected parts of our life, relationships, ideologies, histories. Remember that a bridge can't be forced. It must be made with love, or its structure will not withstand the inevitable weather of life. Like the fault line. Sorry. But like the fault line was literally saying, the fault line happens naturally because that is the way of life. But if you foster something with the foundation that you choose to build with love, understanding, compassion, and finding the middle ground, it's kind of like that fault line will be healed. Instead of like this tension of feeling like everything's okay and then the earth naturally does what it wants to do. Be honest with yourself. Acceptance, magic, communication, when in the dark, lacking boundaries, forced connection. Yeah, forcing connection. Let's see. Lie on the floor and listen to Bridge Over Troubled Water. Notice the ease of acceptance within the melody, the feeling of rising above the muck. Rising above the fault line. Scared of falling in. You fall in. That's okay. It's kind of like allow yourself to rise. Because it's like this is in the mind. It's not something that's literal. If you fall, then it's like, yeah, that's not good. That's no bueno. But if it's like in your mind, you fall in between the cracks and you have that panic attack, or you have that anxiety attack, or you feel depressed, isolated, anxious, they're kind of telling you to allow yourself to listen to a song, to listen to a poem, to listen to something that is very healing for you and allow yourself to rise slowly. It's kind of like a magical feeling. Instead of feeling like you're stuck there forever, your body is going to rise above it and allow yourself to heal in ways that you thought weren't possible. Imagine building a bridge, then imagine building a wall. Which energy is needed for the situation at hand? Which image softens and heals the heart? So yeah, especially when it says that lacking boundaries in the dark, I feel like this is something in a sense of you needing to be very discerning with, because we can heal in some areas, but we can be too loose in other areas when it comes to having a lack of boundaries and not being able to bridge the gap between that. You know what I'm saying? Like lacking awareness or lacking understanding of saying, I don't know what is right and what is wrong. I don't know if this is a boundary that I need to set. Maybe it's because you were taught that boundaries should be feared, or boundaries should be ignored, or boundaries aren't important, you know, especially if you are, what is it called? When you are hit down a lot to the point where you are too tired to give boundaries because you don't have the energy for it anymore. I think this passed on loved one had trouble with that. I think this passed on loved one didn't know how to give boundaries that are in healthy, suitable ways. Like the balance between this is pretending like everything's okay, but also lacking boundaries, but also putting up a wall when it wasn't necessary. I think that this is so, I'm getting a really dry throat. So like reveal what needs to be seen within yourself. Like you hear the call, the healer, like the snake is a symbolism of transformation and healing. And I think that you are made to heal yourself. And I don't know, the stone right here is making me feel like you have been trying to be a rock for yourself and others, and it's time to really, I heard it's time to break. It's time to break. It's time to break yourself open. It's kind of like those, I don't know the name for it, the proper name, but those piggy banks that are made of a type of, not glass, but you know what I'm saying? Like the pottery of it. And it doesn't have a opening so you can get the money out. It's kind of like you have to break it in order to get the money that you put in it. There's something here about you need to break. There's no other option, but you need to break. You can't hold everything together all the time. Like there's no easy out. So yeah, let's continue to the tarot, and then we'll be done with your reading group number ones. If you're still here, thank you. And if this resonated, and if you like this bear, then give me a subscribe. That would mean a lot. But yeah, I don't know. Let's continue your reading group number ones. Let's see a message from group number one's passed on loved one. I feel like your passed on loved one is saying, if I couldn't do it for me. If I couldn't do it for us. And us is signifying your bloodline, your ancestors, your spiritual guides, the divine. It's like the people that couldn't speak up for themselves before. It's like take on that spiritual wand and fight for them. Okay. Please. I don't know why the lights went off too. So I you know what? Actually, if you ever went through an experience with a light turning off, that could have been, oh my God, sorry, my cats. That could have been symbolism for them being there. So anything with lights turning off, then I think that happened for a reason. But yeah, they're just letting you know that they're there, and it's not creepy. It's just for some of those that it resonates with. Anyways, lights are very significant. I mean, they utilize energy, you know. So anyways, messages from a passed on loved one, please. Messages from passed on loved one from a group member. Thank you. The Tower in reverse. See what I mean? Okay, with the Six of Swords. I was going to say the Six of Swords reminded me of this because of her 6 feathers. And it's kind of like bridging the gap and making it seem like you can heal, you can get past this. There's something that you're holding on to that is you're not allowing to be released. And oh, interesting. They're saying that you know what it is, that you're aware of what needs to be felt, you're aware of what needs to be seen, what needs to be heard, what needs to be released. But also they're saying that you're going to move on, you're moving on towards something that is good. I think that there's something here that you avoided that could have been way worse. Because the Tower in reverse also makes me think of you avoided something that could have been catastrophic, and that you are moving towards better things, like it said, a new dawn. So if anything, I know that I said you are not feeling things that need to be felt, sure, but there's also something here that you have avoided and that you are very, very protected. Especially with the Six of Swords, because the Six of Swords is traveling towards peace. It's traveling towards a new dawn, like the beginning. I feel like I was trying to find... Yeah, the Tower in reverse. Oh, I see. Continued oppression, living in a rut, and trapped in an unhappy situation. So I don't know if you're being dishonest with yourself when it comes to not doing what you want, but it's kind of like they're saying to really open up. And I think that there's something here that with this person that's coming through, they were also in that same situation. They were in a rut. They felt like they were stuck. They were trapped. They couldn't move forward, you know? But the thing is, with the Six of Swords, there's healing. Like, releasing is there's able to be healing when you reveal that you... Yeah, the Two of Wands, travel, moving forward. Let's continue, because I feel like whatever you have been through, because I think there's some of you that have been through this, and there's some of you that are going through something that you still feel unhappy in. Anyways, so let's see. Messages from their passed on loved one. For group number one. Messages from group number one's passed on loved one. Messages from group number one's passed on loved one. My lord. Yeah, the Two of Wands. My God. Messages from group number one's passed on loved one. The Three of Cups in reverse. One more card, please. Group number one's passed on. I said one more, but that's crazy. They may have been a earth sign. They don't have to be. The Seven of Swords in reverse and the Five of Cups with the Five of Wands. Yeah, I'm just going to take all of these. So I'm getting something coming through with them to where I'm kind of getting the image of a haunted mansion when it starts out with all the people just looking normal in the elevator, but once you go down, the image lengthens and it noticed that there's a crocodile in the bottom of the lake, or like the ladies on the tightrope with like a bunch of like crocodiles, or like a cemetery or a grave. And it seems like there's something here that's needing to be seen when it comes to that. I don't know what it is, but with this Three of Cups, I'm feeling like everything may be fun, everything may be happy, but when you reveal what's underneath, there's sadness, or there's trying to hide your depression, or there's frustration, there's tension, and it's almost like a lack of hope. I think this person felt this too, at one point. I don't know if they tried to be a stable person for others, and you kind of like reflect that as well when it comes to money. But yeah, like self-sabotaging something. With the Seven of Swords in reverse, it reminds me of self-sabotaging. And the Five of Cups is crying over something that's no longer there. Then constantly fighting. There's constant competition. There's a lot of, the Seven of Wands in the reverse. There's a lot of telling you to give it up. They're saying to release the hold, to release control, you're good. You don't need to fight for yourself. You don't need to get in these energies anymore. They're really saying to step back and see the truth of the situation and move forward. They're telling you to move on. Especially with the Seven of Swords in reverse, it's like you may be in a self-sabotaging energy within who you are naturally. And that may lead to a lot of disappointment within yourself or the situations that you're in. I heard redirect your energy, because I feel like this right here is allowing you to not be focused on what you want for yourself. So let's clarify these cards. What's the Tower card in reverse, please? What's the Tower card in reverse, Spirit? We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. With the Seven of Pentacles, see what I mean? Like, if you have a job, or if you are working with others, or you feel like something is imbalanced where what you want to do, and redirecting the energy towards what you want, it's kind of like they're saying, be honest with yourself. Like, if you are unhappy in a job or a lifestyle that you are living, what are ways that you can change that? Yeah, the Eight of Cups, needing to permanently walk away from an environment because you feel very much uneasy. Yeah. I don't know, there's something here that just feels like the message is, if you don't like them, why pretend? It's kind of like the Smiths song where it's like, why do I smile at people who I'd much rather kick in the eye? I keep hearing redirect. Don't lose focus on who you are, what you want to do. What is the Two of Wands? Yeah, because it's like the Six of Swords is saying, move on, is saying, go forward to what you want to do. Like, look, take this as a sign to keep going. Take this as a sign to take back your life and to really see a new dawn and to see a new beginning as something that's very positive for you. Like, you hear the call, like the Siren card. You're healing the call. Interesting. Two of Wands, please clarify the Two of Wands. Oh my Lord. The Lovers. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. And the Six of Wands. Oh my Lord. Yeah, there's with the Ten of Cups in the bottom of the deck. There might be healing within a connection that you are going towards. Because with the Temperance card, it's about travel as well, traveling your journey. But, my Lord, this is a lot of positivity, but with the Five of Swords in reverse, it's kind of like putting down all these swords and allowing yourself to not let the ego, to not let anything rule over you. And it's kind of saying go towards what you want to go towards. What is this Ten of Cups? What is that? The Knight of Cups. whatever you are struggling with, especially with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, they're saying just to keep going and to really believe in yourself. Because some things aren't meant for everybody. And sometimes there might be evil in the background. There might be people that will have their own opinions and try to make you bite the apple. But it's like, you have your person, the person that you want to be with, the lovers, choosing yourself maybe even. There's Sagittarius, there's Gemini, there's a lot of different earth signs, Aquarius. But what I'm genuinely feeling is there's not a lot of people who can experience the love that you're experiencing, either within yourself or others. And they're telling you that there's going to be success with that, and that it's protected. I feel like that it's very divinely protected with this Temperance card here. Like, to not be afraid, but to also listen to yourself. Like, what is this Ten of Cups? What is this Ten of Cups in reverse? What is this Ten of Cups in reverse? We have the Eight of Wands in reverse with the Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah. The Page of Swords. They're telling you to take your time to learn more about what you want, to really plan, to stop and listen to yourself. Instead of going so fast into something, they're saying to really take your time. Because the Temperance card really reminds me of nurturing yourself, grounding yourself, listening to your intuition, when to step forward, when to move forward. I think that there's something here about not going too fast, because I feel like that'll just cause anxiety and cause more of a disturbance. Yeah, be discerning instead of being impulsive, maybe. Because you are growing, you are still learning, and you're saying, like with this cat and this bird in front of her, like it kind of looks like she's saying, halt, before you move any farther. Who are you? I want to know you. I want to understand you intellectually. I want to make sure that we align. There's something here about listening to yourself. Okay. What's the Three of Cups in reverse, please? What's the Three of Cups in reverse? Wow. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Jesus. And the Two of Cups. See, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know if there's a friendship dynamic in your life, but there's some sort of pain that you may be holding on to. There's some sort of pain that needs to be released with the Ten of Swords in reverse. And I think it's like, yeah, the Nine of Swords in reverse. I think there's something about letting a situation go. Letting that something happen not rule over your life. And maybe there might be something that you're using to distract you from it, but they're really telling you to just allow yourself to heal through that instead of distracting yourself. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a friendship or something that's really not healthy for you. But they're saying some things are better left alone. Some things are better left alone. And I'm looking at this air balloon, hot air balloon in the background, and it's kind of like reminds me of Wizard of Oz, like when they take whatever, the Oz, whatever. But it's kind of like you choosing to go on it, to leave. You choosing to choose a new path for yourself. And saying like, we're here, we're ready for you, your flight is here. Are you going to go ahead and leave? You know, we're waiting for you. So I'm just going to do the star and then wrap that up. But I feel like, yeah, there's something here that needs to be healed within you when it comes to that area of choosing the distractions or the people around you. What is the star in reverse? The Eight of Pentacles, yeah. When I looked at that, I looked at redirection and divine protection. But they're saying to really, what is the Eight of Pentacles? What is the Eight of Pentacles? Thank you, very clear. The Hanged Man with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, there's worthiness again, worthiness wounds, the Three of Wands in reverse. There's something here about focusing on what you want to focus on, something that brings you light, something that lights you up. So you may be feeling hopeless. You may be feeling like everything in life isn't made for you or isn't destined for you, but they're saying to look at the bigger picture and see what you want for yourself and see what lights you up. I think that there's a need to go inward and see what makes you feel confident, because I feel like there is something that you know that gives you confidence, that you're like, yeah, I can do this, right? Yeah, I love to do this. So it's kind of like leaning more into that. And it's going to allow you to, there's money there, there's prosperity there, there's a stable income there. And they're telling you to focus on that. So yeah, really lean into who you are, basically. Oh my God, 54. I'm sorry, I've never had a reading this long in a while. So if you're still here, thank you. If you wanted to come back to it and watch the rest, thank you. But, damn. Okay, well, this is the reading, group number 1s. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found something in it that really brought you clarity and understanding and peace. But yeah, they're really telling you to have a different perspective on what you want to make, the life that you want to make for yourself. So, Pisces. But I think I'm done. If you enjoyed this, then subscribe and keep spreading love, because that will always be the answer. And I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye. Hi, group number 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the second group, then you have come to the right reading. Welcome. So we're going to do a quick energy check before we get started. I just want to say some of you guys may have been drawn to group number 1, just saying that just in case. But, so this is the energy check you're in right now. And with the Page of Pentacles, interesting. And, this deck, what is happening? Interesting. The King of Wands is in reverse, but I don't know what happened. So with the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of like making something out of nothing, right? Creating it with your own tool. I feel like there's something like a big thing that you're trying to create and you're trying to piece together, you're trying to make, but there seems to be a lack of, I don't know if there's a lack of drive or just a lack of maybe confidence in something, but like maybe it is your own worth holding you back. Or with the 7 of Cups in reverse, it kind of gives illusions, things that are not real, things that you kind of confuse yourself with. I think kind of like the thing of that people say, you lost the plot, because it's kind of like you're confusing yourself or maybe being sidetracked. I also got getting distracted, but you have an idea and you have something that is tangible that you want to create in this world, but I think you're trying to learn how to work through that. And yeah, especially with the Hierophant. Interesting. Maybe it is a job or a commitment that you have going on, a religion, something that is strong within you. I think there's something here about even going to someone that is some sort of mentor to you, I want to say. But yeah, there's something here to where you're leaning on something to help you, whether it is a person or a belief or a compass that you feel like is your guiding light. But maybe you just feel, I'm like seeing a spiral, in cartoons when they feel dizzy. I'm kind of seeing that. I don't know if it's just a sense of not knowing how to think clearly or just being confused. But yeah, I don't know. I think that there's hope. I feel like that there's hope, but it kind of seems like you need some sort of foundation when it comes to something that you want to build. And it's going to take time. And they're saying the advice is coming through, they're saying to heal your confidence within yourself in order to create this, especially you believing that you can do it. For some of you guys, if you guys are struggling with some sort of, how do I put this, preconceived notion, whether it be, let's say you are a gender that is not very, how do you say, celebrated in this field? Like if you're less than the amount of the people that actually are working for this job, or you just feel intimidated because you feel like you aren't good enough in this area, just know that you can push past that and know that it is an illusion, and you can work towards those insecurities and rise above it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it doesn't exist, because we've all gone through that, feeling less than in some sort of area because of how we were born or how we look, yada, yada, yada. But specifically, they're saying you're learning to push past it. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave yes. I don't know why I can't speak. I don't know why my brain can't form words. Sometimes that happens, but other times there's reasons for it. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. But I noticed a pattern. I feel like group number one's energy check kind of followed in with their messages from their passed on loved one. Alrighty, let's get into your reading. I want to start with this deck. So let's see. You know, actually, since I started with this deck in group one, I kind of feel... So, messages from group number two's passed on loved one. Messages from group number two's passed on loved one. Also, I want to preface, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a general reading. Know that some things are meant for others. And also, this could be any one of your passed on loved ones. It could be someone who you haven't met yet, you know what I'm saying? Or haven't met before. Interesting that I said yet. But, it could be a parent. It could be a relationship, a friendship, a trigger warning. It could be... a child, like it just anything that you feel like you want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Interesting how it says soulmate relationship. So for some of you guys, it actually may be someone that you were in a relationship with. I never seen this card before. Simplify your life, eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. Yeah. Okay, let's clarify these. Clarify, simplify your life for group number twos, please. Thank you. Set your sights higher, music for manifesting. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. Increase your standards and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. Pay attention. Notice repetition signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. Interesting. So maybe there's something here that this passed on loved one wants to say to you. Yeah, especially about your worth, about your... Came up in group number ones, but this feels more so about not believing that you can have the life that you want. I think that there's something here that you are a great manifester, and maybe you have realized that. And I think they're saying that there are habits or there are tendencies that you picked up on that may not be feasible for the life that you want to create, or something that is not worth to focus on. They're saying like, hey, maybe instead of putting so much energy towards this, try to manifest through things that you actually enjoy. You know, I think that there's something here about cutting out things that aren't good for your mental health or aren't good for you to stay focused. Yeah, especially her reaching for that star right there. It's kind of giving, you shouldn't dwindle yourself just because you think that you should live a normal life. They're kind of saying you are way more above that, and you are way more than a normal life. And they're wanting, and I'm saying higher, so there's something here about your higher self coming through as well through this passed on loved one. Give me a second. There's something coming through about that. What is that? I think that there's something here about your higher self being there with this passed on loved one, but your higher self is just you. So in a sense, they're saying that you're always connected to them. You're always worth to connect to someone that you love, even if they passed on, or even if they were just a friend or something like that. You are worthy to connect to this person because they are always there for you. They're a part of your soul family. They're a part of who you are. And it's almost like with setting your sights higher, they're saying, what would you want? Like, especially when you were a little kid. For some of you guys, this may have been a childhood best friend. Because when I got little kid, I felt playing. I felt something here about that. What is soulmate relationship? Can you clarify soulmate relationship? Messages from group number two's passed on loved one. A lot of cards. Tranquility, contemplation time. Yeah, divine magic. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. Yeah, and protection. You and your loved ones and positions are safe and protected by heaven. There is literally something here about you need to understand and connect with yourself and say, what do you want? For some of you guys that actually lost a relationship, they're saying it's okay to be alone. It's okay to understand what you want in a relationship, or yeah, even though it hurts, I'm here to connect with you. I'm here to, you know, be always there. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if there's signs about birds, or what is that, the tropical plant that's, anyways, paradise, birds of paradise. Yeah, that plant may be significant. It's okay to spend time alone. It's okay to be with yourself and worry and not worry about other things or worry about what you have to do, especially when it comes to relationships. They're saying if you have a connection, if you have someone with you, then expect there to be a miracle within it. Yeah, let yourself receive love. You are protected. You are okay. There's something here about not getting in your head to realize that you can relax. But they're also saying, what do you want out of a relationship? What do you want out of this relationship if you do have one, or if you are wanting one? There's something here about really considering yourself. And do something that is relaxing for you. Do something that will help you heal and will help you really listen to yourself. There's something here about listening to yourself. Yeah, what you truly desire out of a soulmate relationship. New romance with a spiritual basis is here for you now. So whatever this connection is, it has some spiritual element for you, especially when it says magic. Like there's something here about this connection where it is magical. But something about cultivating what you want out of this connection, because it's true that the divine can give you a soulmate relationship, a connection, but what are you going to make with it? It's kind of like, what are you going to do to cultivate this connection, or this connection that's coming in? What do you want out of it? What does your life look like? I think that if you take time to dream and set your sights higher and really, feel what you want out of life, it's kind of like the basis for what you can create. Especially when it says protection, you and your loved ones and possessions are safe and protected by heaven. Just know this connection is safe. Just know your connections are safe. And you are worthy of being protected. Yeah. There's something here about you realizing that you have always been worthy of being protected and loved. Okay, so let's continue. Messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. I feel really slow in this group. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my words just aren't wording today, but if you're still here, I appreciate you. So group number 2's messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. I don't know if this person talked slow as well. There may be something about this person talking slow and choosing their words very wisely. Yeah. And maybe that may have been annoying to you. There might be something here about them. Maybe some of them, there might be some that had dementia, or some that could have been a narrator for books. There's something there about like wisdom and really thinking before they speak, not going so fast. And I think that, I don't know, you may have really listened to their words and taken their words deep within you. Yeah. Group number 2's passed on loved one messages from, thank you, Monster, the Omen, and Dido, Lover, the Lover. So let's see what it has for you. So this one says all or nothing, obsession, spite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Pseudo-historical queen of ancient Carthage is known for founding the ancient city for her tragic love story with her husband. Despite the aid and love that Dido gives Aeneas, He abandons her. In her despair, she curses him with dying breath. This card represents a desire to get what you want at all costs. You might feel sorry for yourself because it seems like the world is against you. Ask yourself what part of you play in the current situation. A string of misfortune or bad luck can now be experienced as reversal of fate. Interesting. Her appearance is urging caution, asking you to assess the situation before you act rationally. You have a blinding passion for someone or something that is clouding your judgment, and you may be reacting out of spite or short-sightedness. That's where the Seven of Cups came in reverse. It feels like there's something here that clouding your judgment, and you may be reacting out of spite or short-sightedness. I think that there's something here about seeing the bigger picture or taking a step back, breathing from a situation and allowing yourself to see your worth and see that some things are meant to just let go of. And when I saw, I don't know if you could see this because I can't really see my phone. Yeah. When I saw this, it looked like scissors in her hands. It's kind of like the thing of detaching yourself from a situation and not allowing it to control you or your mind. Especially how passionate she was for her husband, and he abandoned her. And she cursed him with her dying breath. So it's kind of like with her dying breath, it almost seems like doing that is harming her more. So why harm yourself if this person isn't going to be affected by you? It's kind of like you're wasting your breath when you should be focusing on caring about yourself. Instead of being so attached to a situation, you should probably take a step back and be like, I need to relax. I need to love myself. I need to detach from this situation. But all or nothing is kind of like all into it, being obsessive, being connected to someone or something or a situation, and nothing is like not caring at all and being so detached from it where you have no emotion. They're saying to find that middle ground of seeing the bigger picture and kind of looking at things from a loving point of view of saying, I understand, or I understand the situation in your head, but how will this serve me in the long run with how I'm reacting? How will this serve me in the long run with how things are going now? What can I change within myself to allow this situation have more space, have more room, have more understanding, I guess I want to say. But let's continue to read for this one. I don't know. Let's see. Monster, the Omen. Ominous illness threats. With the origins of the bubonic plague, years of 14th century, Pesta is a terrifying spirit from Norwegian lore that personifies the Black Death. If she is carrying a broom, everyone in the village dies. If she has a rake, some will survive. Like a snowball that gains mass and becomes an avalanche, something in your life has compounded. It could be a series of events, or it could be anxious thoughts building upon each other. Either way, that energy has permeated your environment. Her advice: be willing to let go of control. Literally, you're in a purification cycle. Some things, even beloved things, are hoped for outcomes, may need to be swept away. Make room for what's next instead. Yeah, I honestly relate to the energy of purging your old self and becoming anew. So I feel like this passed on loved one, I don't know why, but with these readings, I'm getting more so of things that we need to hear. And this loved one really cares for you, and they really care for your well-being, and they want to tell you that in order to step into this new life, some things have to go. Kind of like the Six of Swords energy. I don't know if you need to let go of some sort of burden, of some sort of thought process, but they're saying that things are protected and things are here right now to tell you that you need to really focus on loving yourself. You need to really focus on mourning the past versions of yourself, because maybe you haven't really mourned them. Maybe you've been just waiting to see them again, or hanging on to some versions of yourself because of nostalgic reasons, or because it's hard to let go of them because that's all you know how to be. I don't know if this passed on loved one, maybe my kitten is, I love him. But this passed on loved one is trying to tell you that Maybe they were someone that traveled a lot. Maybe they were someone who, because I'm seeing this and it reminds me of a pilgrim. So they may have passed on a long time ago. Maybe you have heard them throughout stories. Maybe mountains are significant terrains. Farm. I'm seeing a lot of things with dirt or grassy fields, but like wheatgrass. Yeah. I don't know. I'm also picturing like a farm life. There seems to be something there where it's like very much a, what is that? Little House on the Prairie style. Yeah. So it may have been that time or that energy. Maybe they had that type of life regardless of the time zone. But there seems to be like a traditional way of being with this person. Anyways, they're telling you, I'm just getting downloads of them. I'm seeing medicinal practices too, like old medicine practices. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Red Dead, but like the video game, but there's something about that time period, like with medicinal practices, old Western style like that. Um, I'm seeing round glasses, a top hat. I don't know why I'm getting like old type of styles. And I want to sneeze, so it's almost like confirmation. But I'm also seeing a pipe. You know, like those old tobacco pipes. And someone looked down at a book while they're reading and smoking. Someone very serious looking, but also has a healing personality. So maybe you resonate with being a healer as well. There's something here about wanting to heal others or wanting to help others. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read Goddess. Let's see. Here she is. Her story. The goddess of sex, drunkenness, fertility, and fun, the indigenous Colombian people, cursed for disobeying the rules, she transformed her punishment of having been turned into a nocturnal creature into her strength, partying and making love well into the night. You may need to break free, have fun, and let go of control. Oh my lord, I can't make this up. Throw caution to the wind with a party or celebration. No risk, no reward. She is urging you to ask yourself why you've always done things a certain way. Are your behaviors personally motivated or part of cultural conditioning? Oh my lord, are your behaviors personally motivated or part of cultural conditioning? Release yourself from expectations of what is proper or right. See your weakness as strength instead. There's something here about really truly letting go of yourself, letting go of the standards that you put for yourself, because I think that's allowing you to be really tight and really just very anxious or tense. Like you're focusing on other things because you've put yourself at such a high standard and you're so hard on yourself that it's allowing yourself to be frustrated towards the life around you. Almost like this is how it should be. And maybe that is something that has been passed on throughout your ancestors, throughout a cultural way of being, and it's kind of like a fear of something happening to you that you don't want to happen. And you may be affected by others around you that is allowing you to be so critical of yourself and so high strung to where it's not allowing you to release control over things in your life that doesn't need your control. It doesn't need your worry. Things will work out the way it should. It's more so of like, you need to shake it out. Like, if you want to shake it out, dance it out, like especially right here, they're saying music for manifestation. I don't know if there's something here about chant, hum, sing, play music. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you need to dance again. When was the last time you danced? When was the last time you danced around a room? Was it yesterday? Too long. Dance right now. But I feel so strongly that they're saying that when you release control over who you should be, what you should become, how you should act, how you should this, how you should that, that's when you break the cord. That's when you break ties and be able to just be yourself and smile without feeling like you haven't smiled for so long, you know? Dance without feeling like you need to pick yourself off the floor just to dance. You know, when was the last time you felt like yourself without worrying about everything around you? That's real. That's bars. I needed to hear that as well. Like, literally, it's just, why do we have to worry so much about others around us while trying to be ourselves? It's kind of like, isn't the point of being yourselves not worrying about what others think around you? And that takes a long time. I mean, that's healing right there. We are all just constantly trying to heal just so we can be ourselves. Make a decision on who you want to become, what the person in your future looks like, and act like them already. Act like who you want to be and who you see, because they have always been there. Just like it said to relax and contemplate what you need. Let me cook. Who you want to be, think about it. Who you have always been. Become that. Instead of mourning about past versions of yourself, or mourning about what could have been, or the people in your life that could have been. If you're confused about who this person might be, you know, a passed on loved one or something, there might be a burial site that you know that they are buried in. Like, I don't know if you've met them before or who they are. Maybe if you do, this is two ways this could go. If you do know who they are, you know their burial site and you can visit there. And if you don't know who they are, but you've heard about the burial site, then you can visit there. There's something here about, they want you to go there. I don't know what it is. This isn't, weird, but they're saying there's something there for you. You know, whether it be a message or a sign or something like a synchronicity, or like an I needed this moment. There's something here, maybe even sitting at the grave and listening to what they want to tell you. Maybe even if you feel the need, because that is very personal to you. But I'm feeling called to say that because the cross is on the floor reminding me of a grave, a burial site, a cemetery. And maybe, there's something here also about being spontaneous, about doing something, throwing caution to the wind and doing something when you feel like a creative urge to do it. I'm not talking about making things. I'm not talking about career. I'm not talking about like healing, doing something you love. I am talking about healing, but in a way of like not pressured to feel like you have to do something. I feel like if you have a creative urge to go somewhere or just to go a different direction, drive a different direction, take a left instead of taking a right, do it. Don't think about it, just do it. I remember like I'd have car rides to where I would just be like, you know what, I feel like driving around right now, and I'd just go. And that's it. Like, it would just be a moment of me just going. I think stuff like that is going to help you ground yourself more, is going to help you get out of your bubble, get out of your structured bubble that you set for yourself because you feel like that's how you should be. I'm going to read this because this came out naturally, and then I'm going to actually pull from it, but I feel like there's something there. Okay, let's see. Okay, here it is. So, 13 may be significant, it doesn't have to. A red-headed maiden sits at the edge of a sacred waters. She leans forward, seeking out images and answers from the surface of the pool. She has desire to belong, to fit in with her kin. Stars stretch across the sky behind her, illuminating the blackness. The light enables her to see clearly, to follow the path. Each star is a gift of hope, a promise that better future will come, no matter what. Many waterfalls in spring flow around the maiden. Water is a healing symbol as the springs bring life, sustaining nutrients to every living creature, both sick and healthy. Meanings. Allow water to cure you. Release your emotions and anxieties. So, right here we have her in a bath. Like, there's something here about water with you. I don't know what it is, but that's crazy because I feel like your anxiety and your emotions, I think this main reason is to show you that there's so much more to life than anxiety. Literally, this passed on loved one passed on. And they want to tell you, this is how you enjoy life. This is how you... Sorry if I have to blow my nose and I don't want to blow it right now, so I'm sorry if that's disgusting. But they're telling you to embrace this magical moment of being alive, because we truly have the gift of life, the breath in our lungs, the love in our hearts. There's something here about really understanding that life is a gift. because you might be taking it too seriously, whether that be with healing or through your career or relationship dynamics. There's something here about choose yourself, choose to I don't know if water helps at all. I don't know if drinking water or bathing in water, anything to do with water really gets you out of your anxiety, but they're saying to give it a go again or give it a try. You know, dip your toe in the water. And also with this one, it reminds me of Temperance with how she's trying to dip her toe in the water. So take time to relieve your anxieties and know that the stars will always be there to guide you on your path. There's no rush. There's no hurry. This is literally your time. This is your time to continue on. And also how it says how she desires to fit in with her family. I got this sad sense that you also desire to fit in with those around you. But the thing is, this person that passed on also felt like they didn't fit in. Also felt like they were different. Maybe they also had troubles with a loved one or family members or relationships in general. There's something here that I keep hearing, get out of your bubble. Allow yourself to flow with the waterfall. Yeah. Knowing that something will catch you. You fit in with this person, with this passed on loved one. You fit in with them. You've always fit in with your family, with your chosen family. You are always meant to be loved and accepted. And you are loved and accepted. And there's healing that's coming forward with that. Almost like I'm seeing water heal that situation too. Within your family, within your friendships, your love life. Okay, let's see. So, messages from your passed on loved one. And that card just came out, just came out naturally. So I feel like you really needed to hear that. Messages from passed on loved one, from group number 2's passed on loved one. Thank you. That's so interesting how this came out in group number 1 as well. Yeah. Also, this card is about going with the currents, going with the flow, literally not pushing against it, but really feeling it. Also, water, again, I'm not joking, but there's something here about tuning into your gift, tuning into your music. I'm getting that song from Mamma Mia. It wasn't in the movie, but Amanda Seyfried sings it. She's like, thank you for the music, the sound I'm singing. Thank you for the gift that you have given me. So she's kind of singing about, I may not be talented in this area, but I was gifted in singing and I will sing my song. It's a beautiful song. It's called Thank You for the Music if you want to listen to it. I wish I could sing that song, but it's too high for me. But with the koi fish, it's really telling you to release and let go. And then with the selkie here, that's again a story about water, and her story and her being forced out of the water to be with someone. I think that you stripping your skin and stripping who you are, do not allow that to happen. There's boobs on this. Allow yourself to remain who you are without feeling like you are being taken away from your home. Or you are being taken away from your roots. But also I heard the message of step out your comfort zone again. There's something here about not being afraid. I'm kind of getting when it's really cold in the morning and you don't want to get out of bed, but you have to force yourself out of bed. So it's kind of the more you move, the more you'll stay warm. There's that message of you may be uncomfortable at first, but they're saying move around a little. Because it might be better than you think. Yeah. I just feel constraint, if you are going through that. And I've never seen this card before, so I'm going to read it. And then we're going to continue on. The first group was almost an hour long. And I haven't had a reading that long in so long. Also, with the koi fish, it says you are ready to transform. Good prosperity and wealth are on their way. So it's just another blessing to keep going and to let you know that there are happier times ahead and you're not forgotten about. Oh my Lord. Okay, see. It says, allow yourself to roam free on occasion. It's time to put in the hard work to meet your goals. Palomino refers to a breed of golden horses found in American West. The majestic white mane and vibrant chestnut coats the Palomino make them stand out from other horses. They are well known for their unbridled wildness and strength of will. When Palomino comes into your world, it's time to pay attention to your needs, step up to do the work, and get those projects done. Conversely, allow yourself to step out of the stables on occasion. The Palomino also reminds us to run wild and be free, to soak in the warm summer sun while we can. This is what I mean. I think this reading is really all about finding balance in what you want to create and who you are. I think, like I said, you might be a very all or nothing person, so you may deal with a lot of burnout. You may deal with the pressure that you put on yourself of saying, I have to do this, I have to focus on this, or else what am I doing? You know? Yeah, see, feeling like your freedom is compromised, there's a loss of self-control. Yeah. It's kind of like they are saying that you need to be yourself and not allow anybody to persuade you to be anything different. Like, if you want to do something, if you want to be somebody. I'm getting that movie with Steve Martin. What is it called? The Jerk? How his main quote was always like, I'm gonna be somebody, you know? I'm gonna be somebody. That was his thing. And also when he was dancing in the beginning, and he was always off beat, and then he practiced tirelessly just to be on beat, you know, just to dance on beat. And he finally did it one night, and he was so happy about it. He woke up his parents, and he woke up, you know, people, just to show that he did it. And it's just, there's something here about unbridled happiness. I don't know what that means, unbridled happiness. But to really lock in on what you want to create for yourself. And then finally show people, like, be happy. You don't let anybody take that away from you. You showing and being happy, and that creativeness about you, and just having that innocent spirit. Don't lose yourself in the chaos of the world, you know? Because it's easy to get stressed, and it's easy to feel like you have to be somebody in order to make it. Just like the Jerk, like how he ended up getting rich from, I think it was glasses that he made with, anyways. And he ended up losing all his money and kept getting sued for his creation because it made people go cross-eyed. So they're kind of saying, don't lose focus on yourself and what you want to do, on the money, on the material stuff in life, and really focus on the life that you want to create that will make you happy. You know what I'm saying? It's not about money at the end of the day. It's about the abundance of love and happiness. I know we do need money, but it's kind of like we need money to buy things. So why not think about the things that you want to create, manifest with that, and then the money will flow to you. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue, my dear friend. Okay. I don't know how long this reading is going to be, but I hope you are still here, and I hope you're enjoying it, because I am enjoying this. In the beginning, I was kind of slow, but I cooked a little, you know, it took me a hot minute to cook, but I'm here. So, anyways, let's see. Group number 2's. Messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. Messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. Thank you. The snake transformation. Wow. Zebra too. Yeah, you guys might have came from group number 1, or might be called to listen to it. With the snake here, it is truly about transforming and transmuting and becoming a newer version of yourself, because that's all a snake is at the end of the day, is, you know, shedding skin and becoming anew. And I think it's time, they're saying, to not be afraid, you know, not be afraid of the next chapter of your life, because this person had to pass on, and whoever they are to you, they're coming through to say that they had to accept the next chapter, you know, and had to accept the next chapter and really let go. So it's like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means to you, but it seems like something here of really allowing yourself to connect with that energy of saying, I could go, I could get sick, I could fall ill, I could not have some certain things. So it's like, I will accept that life isn't forever for me, and I need to, I don't know why, but for some of you, maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll help you to help with change, to take risks more, to open up more when you realize that you're not so scared of the next step, which is, dying. Something like that. There's something there about really saying, hey, I'm not so afraid anymore, I don't know if it's going to be with like passing on or anything of what that means to you, but maybe even because it might help you to think of the extreme of something. I'm trying to think, because there's some people that think differently, and yeah, but I don't know. I'm not going to dig myself into a hole. So I'm going to read Zebra. Let's see. Okay. Eccentric, creative, visionary. Zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. Be prepared, their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to global health through their environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. When in balance, worldly, enthusiastic, fashion forward. When out of balance, jaded, pouty, vain. To bring into balance an epic adventure or art. They're saying to tune into your eccentric side. Like, I don't know if you feel the need to visit a place that looks very different, that looks very unique. Maybe even a museum, maybe even an art gallery, or there's something here or a house that that is very decorated, to have like old trinkets, or maybe an old antique store. They're saying to really soak in yourself with different experiences that people go through with life, whether it be culture or each other. There's something here about really getting out of your bubble and seeing. I keep saying that, and I'm sorry if I'm very much reiterating myself. I just really want to channel this message correctly. But I realize that I am getting hard on myself in this reading a lot, and maybe you resonate with that. There's something here about you resonating with that, and maybe this person resonated with that, but I'm kind of irritating myself by doing that. They're really asking you and encouraging you to be lighthearted, to open up that side of you, to know that not all stripes have to be straight. You know what I'm saying? To talk to different people, to watch different things, to experience different cultures, to realize the city, the town, the country, or the state, whatever, that you were born into isn't the only place that exists in this world. To allow yourself to travel, whether that be, like I said, in a museum, or like a museum of something tragic that happened, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Something that could really allow you to expand and say, whoa, everyone has a different story to tell. And then the snake. You are really loved, and I think it's hard for us to see that sometimes, especially when we don't really love ourselves all the time. And there's something here about you really reminding yourself of how much you're loved, and not allowing yourself now to take yourself out of your skin and give up. Like, honestly, there's times where we all want to give up on life, and we all want to say this is too difficult, or I don't know how people do this. But there's a way to rewire all of this and to come out the other side and say that I am blessed and maybe this will give us some insight. Guardians of unawakened magic and creative potential. Creativity in both of these cards. You may be an artist of some kind, or maybe being called to. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. I just want to say that also a way to get out of this rut is to follow your highest potential in what you want to do. So maybe if you need to simplify your life and cut things out that aren't good for you and make room to actually follow this goal, this dream that you always wanted to do, they're saying to do that. They're saying that's going to help you a lot mentally and just in general, because you want to do this, whatever this is for you, and they're saying it's time to really lock into it, whether that be starting from a small thing or where you are now, however you are, wherever you are. They're saying to pick it back up or to start it, whatever. It's just up to you, you know. Anyways, it says that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering that the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. Literally, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's no more time to waste. Your time is now. The energy is potent. Music, manifestation, divine magic. There's so much here within yourself and within your relationship that it's saying you have now healed a lot to move past the old versions of yourself, to really tap into who you are. Yeah. Empowerment. You are more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. It's safe for you to take up space. And if people can't understand that, if people don't want to, then that's not your problem. I'm sorry, but that's not your problem. If people try to hold you back, guess what? Simplify your life. And you know what I mean. Yeah, we're not going to speak any more about that, but when in balance, prosperous, creative, charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga or meditation. So whatever you practice, whatever you feel helps for you, they're really telling you to listen to that, especially with contemplation and tranquility. It's time to have a you day. You know what I'm saying? To really focus all on you, all the energy on you. I want this life. How do I create it? I want this dream. How do I make it? You know? Oh, my Lord. Okay. Moving on. So let's go to this, and then we'll go to your tarot, and then that'll be it, my group number twos. So messages from group number twos passed on loved one, please. Messages from group number twos passed on loved one. Messages from group number twos passed on loved one, please, Spirit. Messages from group number twos passed on loved one. One card, please. Okay, I kind of want to take the castle. I feel called to do so. So we're going to take it. Messages from group number twos passed on loved one. Ooh. Messages from group number twos passed on loved one. Messages from group number twos passed on loved one. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to read the vessels at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to put that right here. Put these two right here. My energy is so chaotic. I have everything everywhere. And that is okay. Because guess what? We can be a lot, but we can be okay with that, you know, as long as we're not harming ourselves or others. So let's see. I think it's called gnosis or gnosis, but let's see. Innermost knowing, mystic truths. Truth knowledge is not found in facts and figures, in scholarly books or library shelves. Rather, gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to gnosis, I'm just going to say gnosis, find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involved in mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, They come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become the guardian of gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling to you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. See what I mean? Whatever you feel like is calling to you and you've been just ignoring it, they're saying to really, it's time to listen. And what's blocking you from not listening to it? What's blocking you from not listening to it? Like I said, simplify your life. When light, contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions. When dark, over-intellectualizing and literalizing, asking others. Go deeper. Well, whatever you want. But it says, the card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, know. Love it. So, also I wanted to say, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I have my, what is it? I have my, what is it? Chiron. I have my Chiron in Sagittarius, and I relate in the sense of this card, of always questioning things, always going deeper spiritually, always, questioning, is this real, or not knowing if something's real, or going deeper in practices and trying to understand everything. I really do naturally have that side to me, and they said in my lifetime I'm going to be experiencing a push of my belief system, and others not believing in the same thing, and it's just very accurate, and it's crazy. But maybe look at your Chiron. You can look up, if you know your birth time, that would be helpful. But yeah, maybe that's significant to you. But let's go to the castle. Okay. The palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It's no wonder fairy tales of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, and ornate wonders, and lavish ornaments. Yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home, or position that project the image of achievement, while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. Interesting. The castle can be motivating force, an enchanting goal, or enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. So it says, if this card appears with the king, the queen popped out earlier, but I was like, it didn't feel right, so I just put it back in the freaking, that's crazy. Or the maiden, know that you've entered into a long-standing family dynamics that include property and power. So I think you may be really blessed with some sort of property or power or inheritance. There's something here about really, wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, you're well taken care of. And also this card specifically is talking about your body, The world around you is important too, but it's really talking about taking care of your vessel, your organs, the things that live inside of you. They're saying to focus on it. Focus on the thing that gives you life. I think that is so important, because I've said this before about really understanding that you wouldn't be able to be here without your body. In a way of not saying like about spirits and everything, but I'm saying in a way of you would not be able to be here without your spiritual vessel, without your organs, without your hands, your arms, your face, your mind. It's just take care of it. Take care of it, because they're really telling you to find source within yourself, to find sustenance within yourself. Yeah. Okay, so it says, notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend. They separate. It is likely there is a connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. So really listen to what's outside of these walls that you are keeping out, and allow yourself to step outside of what no longer serves you, of what's holding you back. So we're going to do your tarot deck, and we're going to be done with your reading. Group number 2s. I feel like this is longer than group number 1's group. So it's interesting, and Enoch is trying so hard to get on this table. Okay, so for group number 2s, messages from their passed on loved one. Yeah, your passed on loved one saying, you are on this earth, you have a body, let's take care of it. Let's take care of how you treat it and what you do to treat it, how you are on top of things. Do you stay on top of things for yourself that you know are good for your health? And we all aren't going to be perfect. I'm not asking that. They're just saying to really set your sights higher, your sights higher on how you should take care of yourself. Because this body is what's going to help you have the life that you want. Okay, so messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. Messages from group number 2's passed on loved one, please. Whoa, hello. So we have the 6. Okay, yeah, no, we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, with the 6 of Swords. We were talking about the 6 of Swords earlier. Moving away from things that aren't for you. I think they're saying if you have a sense of urgency to take care of your money, to take care of your goals, then do it. What is the 4 of Pentacles, Spirit? What is the 4 of Pentacles? Interesting. I saw the 6 of Pentacles. So maybe don't be so tight with your money. I'm not saying that if you don't have the funds and spend your money. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying maybe be more free with control. Because I feel like there's, even if it doesn't have to do with money, there's something here about releasing yourself from feeling like you have to do things a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something here about that. Give to others and other things will give back to you. And maybe it might not be that same person that's giving back to you, but that's not the point of giving to another person. I'm just saying you're blessed. And if you continue to give, not with money, but like with your time, with your experiences, with who you are, then there's blessings that will come in for you, you know? It's like it all comes back to you. So messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. Wow. Yeah, the 2 of Pentacles, finding balance, making a decision. Yeah, oh my God. What do you want to do? I don't know why I'm like getting kind of like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do for yourself? How do you want to feel? How do you want to heal? How do you want to live this life? Who do you want in it? How do you see that? Do you want this or do you want that? And stick to it. Messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. Messages from group number 2's passed on loved one. The 6 of Swords, yeah. And then the 2 of Swords still at the bottom of the deck. So with the 6 of Swords, I'm just going to clarify these. Interesting. I kind of got this energy with the 2 of Swords, with the Hermit in reverse and the 6 of Swords. There might be a need to travel outward to receive advice on something specifically that you don't have wisdom in, especially if you need help making a decision. I'm going to continue. What is the 4 of Pentacles in reverse? What is the 4? It's a lot that comes out. Yeah, the Devil card. We have the Hangman in reverse, and we have the 3 of Pentacles. I don't know if you are not trusting the situation that you're in when it comes to working with other people. Maybe you've been so used to working with yourself. With this hangman, they're usually strung up like this, and you can't really get out of that. But with here, it looks like you're standing up and you're just choosing not to grab the watch and move forward. It's like you're acting like your hands are tied, like you can't do something, but you have more control than you think. You could change a bigger perspective over something than you think, especially with the Devil card here. Can I get more clarity and more information about this, please? Yeah, the Queen of Cups in reverse wanted to come out with the Nine of Cups upright and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you may be cutting everyone off emotionally, but you need your emotions to help you receive what you want, the gift that you want, the desires that you want. There's something here that you're not going to be able to get if you close yourself off entirely. Yeah, the Four of Cups in reverse. You need to allow yourself to, I heard move on. I heard move forward. It's time to move on. Especially with this Nine of Swords, keeping yourself up at night or worrying about something. Live and let live and move on. Allow the current to drive you forward. I see someone like a river and you're like hanging on to the rock, asking for help, like, please, please, someone help me, please. But the thing is, if you let go and you allow yourself to fall, you will experience something so spiritual that you never imagined that you would. Letting go of the outcome, letting go of the source of situations. Allow yourself to release that negative thought pattern that you have. The wishes that you desire for yourself can be here. I think it's time to realize that you have the truth. You have what you need. And it's time to move forward. What is the Two of Pentacles in reverse? We have the Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah. I don't know what part of your life feels like you aren't resting in a way. You aren't allowing yourself to heal a certain thing. But I really do feel like there's something here about allowing yourself to I don't know what's not allowing yourself to enjoy life, what's not allowing yourself to really be here right now. But it seems like it's like, I feel like if I do both at the same time, work and play, or have fun and also work hard, I don't know how to do that. And I think that it may be a wound from childhood. It may be a wound of, if I let go, then something bad will happen. If I let go, and if I throw caution to the wind, if I allow myself to be creative and have that spark, then I won't be able to, then I'll have my backside turned, you know? But with the facing us, it's kind of like you don't allow yourself to have your back to us. So everything feels like you can't be juggling because you're not focusing on yourself. If that makes sense, if I'm cooking. You're not focused on yourself. You're so worried about the other thing that's happening around you, and that's allowing yourself not to heal a part of yourself, to focus on what's important to you. The lovers, they're naked. Like relationships, like loved ones. They're saying to really focus on healing that side of you so you can be able to freaking live, so you can be able to breathe. 2 more cards and then your reading will be done. If you're still here, I appreciate you. If you got anything out of this from, you know, respectfully, then thank you for watching. And yeah, I feel like your passed on loved one is really coming through very intensely to say, this is what's going on and this is what you need to wake up to. You need to realize what is happening. What is the Six of Swords? We have the Seven of Cups in reverse, yeah, with the Six of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, they're saying if you move on from these mind tricks, these things that hold you back, if you allow yourself to go to a calmer state, to let go of things, that don't serve you, there will be success in it. There will be success in what you want. And people will be praising you for it. Like, oh, finally, they have done something. They have really let go. They have really trusted. But what does that stem from? You know, the Ten of Pentacles upright. Legacy. Letting yourself laugh and be free of things that don't matter, and saying, yeah, I'm rejuvenated, I'm restored, I'm rebirthed. What is the Seven of Cups? We're going to get into more. What is the Seven of Cups? What is the Seven? The Hierophant in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah. It kind of goes back to this, to where it says to let go. I heard let go and let God. That comes through sometimes. But even the Hierophant in reverse is kind of saying maybe not be so structured, because the Hierophant in reverse is kind of like unique and different and not so follows something so much. What is the Hierophant in reverse, please, Spirit? The Ten of Swords. Maybe even feeling betrayed. Maybe even feeling like you're going to be hurt in a situation. The Hierophant also has to do with commitments. Yeah. You're going to have success in what you want. You're going to have recognition in what you desire. And there's nothing here that is going to hold you back. Like your person that you want, or the thing that you want. It's kind of like saying, go after it. What is the Hermit card in reverse? We have the Emperor in reverse with the Ace of Swords. With the Ace of Wands in reverse. I think that... I see her being very defensive. So there might be communication that may not be very... that may not be very useful. Especially if it comes from an ungrounded standpoint. With the Judgment card, I don't know if there might be clarity coming up for you. But it seems like it's... Don't trust everything that you hear, or don't trust everything that advice is thrown at you, because if it doesn't help you and it doesn't align with who you want to be, and it throws you off, or it makes you get in a very negative headspace, or makes you feel less than, not aligned to the person you want to be, then I say defend yourself. I would say be discerning. What is this, Spirit? I would say be discerning. Like, even be discerning of your own thoughts, I want to say. Be discerning of, the Lovers and the Three of Swords in reverse. It's freaking naked. And the Three of Swords in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles upright. Releasing heartbreak, releasing hurt. Being able to say, this isn't mine anymore. This isn't going to be, the Ten of Wands in reverse. Being able to let go. So you can get the life that you want. That's so interesting. To align with what you want. Okay, group number 2, I'm going to leave that there. If you're still with me, thank you. And thank you for listening. And thank you to your passed on loved ones for coming through to give me this message to relay to you. And I just hope you have a good, wherever you're watching, day or night, and keep spreading love, because that will always be the answer. And thank you again for your time and energy, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye. Hello, my group number 3s. Welcome to your reading about messages from your passed on loved one. If you guys chose this group, then you have come to the right reading. Welcome. So this is going to be your energy check before we start, and if it resonates, then there you go. You will have known you chose the right reading. If it doesn't resonate, then you could choose another group. And as for a disclaimer, this is a general reading. Please only take what resonates, especially the messages that I relay from your passed on loved one. I heard loved ones too, but I just want you to know that some things may not be for you, some specific downloads that I get. It'll be confirmations for other people, so just know that you are special as well. And just because I don't say one thing that's like a vision I get, it doesn't mean it's not your reading. It just means that some people need it more, or some people needed to hear something, you know? But anyways, let's get into it. Welcome. So with this card, your energy check, I got the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun at the bottom of the deck, which is in reverse. So I feel like you're focusing on, well, you're very comfortable. You're very stable in your money. And I don't know if you realize that. I don't know if you realize how well taken care of you are. I don't know if sunflowers are significant and cats are significant, but maybe there's something here about needing to trust that you are taken care of, needing to trust. I feel like deep down you know, because you have been provided for, or maybe there is a scarcity mindset in your life that comes from childhood or comes from a certain time of your life where you didn't have that money. And they're saying that this is a time in your life that you are abundant, you know, and maybe you may not feel that. You may not feel the sun. Maybe in your area that you're in, it may not feel warm because it is winter. But in California that I am here right now, it definitely does feel like summer. But thank God it's cloudy today for once. The Chariot here. I think that there's something here that you may feel called to stop on. And really focus on your well-being, focus on you. Because you have the resources to do that. You have the resources to care for yourself. And that's good. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if you are avoiding something that could be birthed into something else, maybe even wanting to start something up for you, but you might not have the means to do so. That's making you feel kind of frustrated. But yeah, I don't know, you just feel very independent. I want to say this is a very independent chapter in your life. I'm feeling called to stop there. So yeah, if that resonated at all, then welcome to your reading, group number 3s. Let's get into messages from your past on loved ones. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to try not to make this one as long as group 1 and 2s because they were like an hour long, and I don't know if y'all are going to be watching for that long. Anyways, group number 3s. Group number 3s. And also, if you don't, then you could always come back and watch the rest. You know, it doesn't have to be all in one sitting. Group number 3s, messages from their past on loved ones. To connect me with group number 3's energy and their past on loved ones. Group number 3s, please. Messages from group number 3's past on loved ones. Yeah, you feel like a very independent person. Like you can take care of business, and if someone doesn't is giving you shit, then it's kind of like, I don't have to deal with this because I have my own stability. Okay, group number 3's past on loved ones. Or loved one, if you will. Group number 3's past on loved one. Messages from group number 3's past on loved one. I feel like it came out so easily in the other groups. Messages from group number 3's past on loved one. They're really telling me to sit with something. To sit with a thought, to sit with a pattern. I don't know if there's something here to where you feel like you have to sit with something and really feel it out. Or maybe you haven't taken time to actually sit down and just be in quiet and peace. They're saying you're going to be blessed with that if you haven't. I'm hearing I just want peace. Group number 3's pass on loved one, please. Thank you. Rest. Wow. Tranquility. That's crazy. This came out in group number 1's, but new energy. You've been working hard. Take a nap and get some rest. Make time to relax, be still, and enjoy solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. So yeah, I really do feel like, especially with friendship, I really do feel like there's something here about them saying you don't have to rest till you're... I don't know why I keep getting messages that seem kind of insensitive. So if I say anything out of line, I am sorry, but these are the messages that I'm getting. But there's something that's coming in about you don't have to work till you're, done, till you're dead. Like, you don't have to do that. You can rest. You can be still. It's like you don't have to pray for peace because you will be provided that. I'm seeing from Les Mis, Jean Valjean in the beginning of the movie where this priest gives him a place to rest And it says, please look at that song if you haven't heard it. It's like, bring him peace, bring. Like there's something here that the priest sings to Jean Valjean, or I think he sings it. I forget if Hugh Jackman sings it or not, but it's like the priest felt, or whoever he is in the church, felt called to give him shelter, to give him rest, to take care of him, to give him food. And I think you're going to be provided in that way for, you're always taken care of. Like I felt like with the 9 of Pentacles, you are always taken care of. You are so special to this person, to life in general, that I don't know why I'm getting this main character energy with you, but it genuinely feels like you are like a main character in a movie when it comes to always being there and always having someone. And I don't know, I lost that feeling, but there's something there with that. Okay, one card to clarify these 2 cards. One card to clarify. Healing heart. You're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. Interesting. Yeah, contemplation time. Some cards are getting mixed up with each group, but they all have different messages. You are healing a bunch of people with your touch, with your love, with your time, with your energy, with your essence. And I feel like if you need some help, you can contact someone that is healing as well. Contact a healer, contact someone who can help you through a situation, help you to find peace, help you to find something that can help you in this time. But you have helped a lot of people in your lifetime already. You have helped a lot of people see what is needed to be seen, feel what is needed to be felt. Like there's everything that you are feeling with everyone, that it's like, it's crystallized, like it's timeless. Your hard work and who you are, it's timeless, and it's time to give yourself a break instead of feeling constant shame for not doing everything and not doing enough. Make a decision. Interesting. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. I don't know. It's time to have time for yourself, is what I'm hearing. So messages from group number 3 is passed on, loved one. I felt called to ask them, what is some confirmations of group number 3's passed on loved one that is coming through right now? Like, can you give me some sort of image to tell group number 3 who you may be? I heard shelter, woods, something about wood and trees. I heard turn off the light. Be with me. Something in my left hand, like my forearm. My right ear. My back. Interesting. It feels like there's something very quiet about this person. Very intimate, very close, like whispering almost. But yeah, let's continue. I don't know, there's something here about, especially the left arm. I don't know what I got with that, but there's something here about the left arm and the hand. Messages from group number 3's passed on loved one, please. Messages from group number 3's passed on loved one. Messages from group number 3's passed on loved one. Okay, the gate wanted to come out for sure. Okay. So the gate for me, as I do remember, it's kind of like a portal. There's something here being opened up for you. I don't know if there's a portal too, to where you can communicate with this passed on loved one. I feel like there's something coming through with that. And they're asking you to realize it's there for you guys to communicate. For them to give you a message. I'm getting ice cream as well. There's something here about ice cream. Ooh, I opened right to it. Interesting. Portals appear at the corners of our eyes, which we can also visualize if we squint. Some who see portals know them for what they are. They have a gift of opening the small tear in a fabric of the world's material at will. The woman at the gate steps towards the rip, and her fingers find the edges of the gate. She reaches out and traces the portal's edges, and, gently, she tugs the sides apart. The space opens. The air's salty scent teases the corners of her lips as the soft sounds of the ocean waves flow into our world. She continues pulling up the portal until there is a window big enough for someone to step through. She smiles at the other side and walks away. The portal is open and now waits to welcome the traveler. Meanings. Look deeper into the situation. What you want lies on the other side. Just step through. See, whenever I get a card that says look deeper, assess deeper, it's kind of like, really think about that. What do you have to think about? What do you have to take time to yourself to understand what you want, And I feel like once you realize that, once you understand that, you can walk through that door of what you want. It's kind of like it's there waiting for you. Your happiness awaits you. I'm also getting like the image of, because I've been really getting into the Titanic, but I watched the version made by Cameron, what's his name? Anyways, 1997 version. And Kate Winslet's character, she's engaged to this rich man that her mother wants her to be with because they don't want to go broke. And she feels so overwhelmed. And she said that on the outside, I was a well-trained woman, but on the inside, I was screaming. So there's something here about you having this front to you, you helping others, you being this person that you are, but they're saying that you really need to listen, because there was a point where she broke, Remember how she said she was going to jump off and Jack was like, I knew you were never going to jump off, whatever. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I was watching that and I was like, it shouldn't matter whether she jumped or not. The point is that she thought about it and that she was going to do it. That is the transformation. That is the death and rebirth that you can go through, you are going through, or you went through. It's not the means of jumping. It's not the means of not jumping is what I'm saying. Don't do that. That is horrible. And please get any sort of help if you ever feel, that sort of way. I don't want to say if or that. Like, my point is that she went through that, and that should be enough. That should be enough to have that transformation of like, holy crap, you don't have to pass on to get that wake up call of saying, like, I really need to choose myself and choose what I want. You slowly saw her transform and be the woman who she wanted to be. He said, when we get to the United States, I'm going to ride horses with you and you're going to use both leg on each side. And she was like, oh my Lord, both leg on each side. Can you teach me? Like, she was so open for that. And even though he didn't, spoilers, even though he didn't survive, she still went on to do those things for herself. She went on to be different things for herself. And they're really telling you to listen to that calling. They're telling you, if you have someone in your life that helps you with that as well, lean on them for that. Lean on what they're teaching you and the things that you don't have. They're being a reflection to you of what you don't have. Instead of hating on what they are or who they are, your loved one is kind of telling you, embody some things, like take what is it? Come on, Adeline. Take inspiration from who this person is. Like, especially, like, some people don't have the will or the power to do things that they want to do. And if you do, then do it, instead of wishing that you could have done that. You have this life to do that. Anyways, the bottom of the deck says the scales. She holds the scales of justice delicately between her fingers. She carefully weighs every spoken word people utter in her presence. Each nuance, each word choice petitioners give their position away. Determining right from wrong requires an intricate skill. Not everyone can do what she can do. Flowers decorate her hair, showing the beauty that happens when the scales pass judgment. Her golden clothing matches the small scales dangling in each hand. If you look closely, one seems higher than the other. Did the result bring positive or negative outcomes? Only history will tell. Meanings. Listen to what is going on in the situation and make a decision to benefit your world. Bring proper judgment back into the world. If you feel like you are not having just in the situation, they're saying make a decision to benefit your world. Like Rose again. Let's bring her up. Kate Winslet's character. She felt like it was very unjust for her. She felt like she was screaming internally. She felt like she wasn't happy in her life. But guess what? She made a decision to change her world in the end, to live the life the way she wanted. You know, her mother thought she passed on when the Titanic sunk. And she hid from her fiance when she spotted him in the crowd. I mean, and she made her own life for herself because she can control herself. They're telling you some things may not be right around you, but you can control the life that you want within you. God, that is beautiful. Like, do what suits you. Do what helps you. Do what heals you. Really bathe in that, what I'm saying, what your passed on loved one is saying. Your passed on loved one doesn't judge you for who you are. They're saying that you are fine. You are totally right. And everyone makes mistakes, but you may be used to being someone that takes the blame, that says sorry, that says, okay, you're right. They are saying that, hey, you didn't do anything wrong, that you are here to rest. You are here to finally have peace and to escape the life that you do not like anymore. Anyways, group number 3 is passed on loved ones. Messages from group number 3 is passed on loved ones. Messages from group number 3 is passed on loved ones. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let's read from her. The heroine, the adventurer. Interesting. Okay, let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. Okay. Victory, responsibility, reward. The daughter of the great chief, I don't know how to pronounce her name, the Kane, travels across African continent to slay a mythical dragon-like creature, a quest usually reserved for men. She conquers the monster and is given a hero's welcome on her return. Card meaning. This card represents new beginnings and a fresh start. You're up to the task or challenge, so it's time to prove your worth or mettle. Quiet the negative voices in your head or from others and defy your expectations. Her advice, be bold, seek out adventures. You're not too old, too young, too big, too small, or too much or too little of anything to get started. Live your life on your own terms. Give yourself an incredible quest of your own. Yeah. There is definitely a pattern here of realizing that no one else is here to make your life the way you want it, and you are here to make it. Let me read the monster real quick. Whoever has this deck, I need to look up how do you pronounce things. This monster is an all-devouring monster from Zulu mythology who swallows anything, people, animals, objects, whole. Card meaning, you may feel a lack of satisfaction, like you are hungering for something more or something different. Yeah, especially with the gate, especially like Rose, like I'm saying. It may not be for a lack of trying, but your efforts are not hitting the proverbial spot. Perhaps you need some self-indulgence right now. Are you denying yourself something you truly want or need? The monster inside of you is asking to be fed. Operate from a perspective of abundance, not lack. Operate from a perspective of abundance, not lack. So, what will make you feel whole? I know that there's this person that I know that I love when I have a blessing of knowing what I crave, because I love craving food because I eat it, you know? So there's something here metaphorically that it's like if you crave something, not just food, but actually doing something, then it's like feed that craving, you know? It's so satisfying when someone craves something and you're just like, yes, like actually that sounds freaking good. Really listen to that and really honor that, especially like a need for adventure, a need for going after something and not letting anything hold you back. Be bold, be outspoken, be heroic. You are not here to stay silent. You are here to listen to the things that you have to do and who you want to be instead of societal structures. No. That does not matter after life. All we have is ourselves and our souls. You and your soul are your best friend, you know? You and yourself, you're your own best friend, so really listen to that. Really heal that side of you. Whoever made you feel like you can't be, you can't speak, they're going to have another thing coming, because I feel like this passed on loved one is really giving you the blessing. I'm feeling blessing with you. I don't know why, to open up, to become the person that you always wanted to. I am actually going to ask them. I haven't done this for any group, but I'm going to ask your passed on loved one what blessing is coming in for you, because I really do feel like there's a blessing that they want to make clear. Especially that eruption card that I got from that. Like, it's just like finally feeling free. What is a blessing that that group number 3's passed on loved ones wants them to know? What is a blessing coming in? That group number 3's passed on loved one. Wow, that flew out. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Tower. Yeah, especially with that eruption card that I saw. It's like something is breaking in order for you to build something that you want. Yeah, something is ending in order for you to be who you are. That's so interesting. Because I don't even like to use that example, but if the Titanic didn't sink in that movie specifically, I'm not going to say in real life because it's a very sensitive topic, but if the Titanic didn't sink in that movie, then Rose wouldn't have that opportunity to escape her structure, her family's household, everything like that. There's something that that is very much going to happen for you that is going to allow you to flee, you know? And I think that is a blessing. What is a blessing that's going to happen for group number 3's? The 7 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. It's like bittersweet. What is a blessing that's happening for group number 3's? What is the 3 of Pentacles? What is the 3 of Pentacles? The Devil card wants to come out with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. So if it has to do with work or something that you know that needs to be released, especially something that doesn't make you feel like independent and that's taking away your spark, not allowing you to focus, I feel like that's being cleared away for you. I think you're going to be able to stand in your power and be confident. Oh, the King of Wands in the beginning of the reading was upside down, was reversed. So it's kind of like something's leaving your life in order for you to regain that power within yourself. Especially when it has to do with independence, when it has to do with working with others. Yeah, having that spark back. What is the 7 of Swords, please, in reverse? What is the 7 of Swords in reverse, Spirit? The Knight of Pentacles came out again. And the Emperor, wow. The Knight of Cups. So, the 7 of Swords has to do with self-sabotage, the 3 of Wands. So I feel like there's something here that has to do with, first of all, having a lack of things, but okay, I'm just going to say it for how it is. The Knight of Cups in reverse, I feel like that has to do with something not working out that you may have not done correctly, you know, like I would say self-sabotage. That's going to be a part of your story to lead you into who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring you who you are. So this thing that you messed up or whatever have you, that causes you to not have independence within your finances, anything, is going to lead you to be this Emperor. Yeah, the 6 of Cups in reverse. It's going to allow you to heal something from your past. It's going to allow you to move forward and to not be stuck on how things used to be. I feel like all these groups are tied in some interesting way. But not be stuck on how things were or how things could have been. It's kind of like you are the mountain. You are the history that you hold. You have your morals. You have what's meant for you. Aries may be significant. Any fire signs may be significant. But genuinely, it just feels like you aren't going to look elsewhere because you know that you have everything with you. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to clear this out because that is beautiful, and I feel like you needed to hear what blessings are coming in for you. But let's focus on the main event now. Let's see. Messages from group number 3's passed on loved one. Messages from group number 3's passed on loved one. Messages from group number 3's. Thank you. The rabbit, the ringworm, the stingray. So let's see what these are trying to tell us. Okay. So with the rabbit, it says, afraid of everything, overwhelmed and frozen. Let's see right here. Rabbit energy is when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, oh rabbit, they shape your destiny. So it really does feel like you may be in charge of your own destiny, and you may be in charge of what is controlling your mind and what you need to focus on and redirect your attention to. They're saying that get out of your body and out of your head and into your heart, into your, what is the reality around you? Yeah, shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. That's so interesting. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it that beginner's mind often offers the most valuable insight. So it's like wherever you're starting from, wherever you are, it's kind of like to not judge yourself for jumping into a pool and when you know you can't swim. It's kind of like at least you took that leap. At least you're choosing to learn. At least you're brave enough to risk it. And to not judge yourself for being different and for going around and feeling intimidated by others. It's kind of like you have a new viewpoint on how to do something. Choose to use who you are and what you bring to the table, your differences, because if you enter a new workspace or a new situation or whatever, and you are different in that, allow your difference to shine, because that's going to really help you a lot and guide you to where you want to be and kick out people that just judge you. And it's like, because it's not worth your time. It's not worth it. Developing confidence. Yeah, sense of self or a spine. So it's like the stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar. Yeah, getting out of bed when it's cold. And the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again, as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. Eager, wants to grow, when out of balance, blames other, quits. To bring into balance, move through the discomfort. So, yeah, they're asking you to really just choose to grow instead of choosing to stay stuck. I mean, this is not the time to choose to be stingy or choose to judge the world around you or judge others. Excuse me. It's really time to move forward within yourself and gain the confidence within yourself to know that you don't have to focus on others. Be resourceful. And you have the capability of creating what you want to do, especially with being resourceful when others don't have that. And it's like, you have what you want to make a decision. I heard something recently. It's like, don't go to people and get advice from other people who you don't look up to, in a sense. Like if they don't have the career you want, or if they don't have the lifestyle you want, it's like, get some advice, but don't take advice of like the decision to make, because I feel like they give advice based on their own life choices and what they did. And it's like, is that aligned with you? Is that what you want? So, yeah. Group number 3's messages from group number 3's passed on loved one. Okay. I've never got that one before. Let's read it. I believe this one's in the very back. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Death. It is tempting to simplify death and sum up its transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot simply be assimilated or contained. Death is an ongoing and omnipresent and eternal response of the gift of birth. Yeah. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos. Sorry if I'm just not pronouncing that correctly, as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have all touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our own world. One who has faced the inhalation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. When light, grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. When dark, fear and sensitive to old age, illness, and dying. Go deeper. The Mower by Philip Larkin. There are those with a great gift for navigating Thanatos energy. Thankfully, we find these generous souls in emergency rooms, hospitals, hospice centers, and the like. Facing Thanatos, death leads us to Aletheia, truth. Interesting. So I got a message specifically about this passed on loved one. I don't know if you've met them. You might have, but there's something here that they understand your hurt from them being gone. But there's something here about saying that within death, life carries on. And there's humility, there's humbleness to that, there is understanding, there's deeper knowledge that you can find there. They're saying with everything that you witnessed, even on the news, through death, they're saying what wisdom can be gained there from this experience, and how can I help others around me, and the wisdom that I get to make a difference. They're saying the fact that I couldn't do it, I want you to do it. The fact that I couldn't help, I want you to help. I want you to be there for others the way I couldn't, the way I wish I could. I'm passing the torch to you, and I know you carry a lot, and I know you've been through a lot, but I'm asking you to just hear me and just know that you can do that. You can do as much as more than a lot of people can, more than an army of men. There's something here that, especially when it connects to that, but you are very much capable than most people. A lot of people would hire you to do their work if they knew how capable you were, so don't be afraid to show it. Don't be afraid to show who you are, because if you don't show who you are, then you're just going to hide yourself. And how are people supposed to heal if you just hide who you are, because you bring so much to the world? You are someone who is very precious. And the medallion, I don't know what medallion means, but from this message, I'm genuinely getting that there might be something that you keep of this passed on loved one for some of you that is very important. And it's like they are connected to that with you. Like there's a connection there. Or maybe if you know somebody who has something like that, the sword, yeah. The words you speak and you create your own reality. I think it's time to emerge. It's time to show that you have words to speak. You have that wisdom to share. Especially with death, there is literally wisdom that comes from it. Like death and rebirth throughout life too. It's like it genuinely changes people. And I haven't, the only thing that I have witnessed like passing on, I would say, is my dog Louie. And it was hard to leave the room, because it's like you don't want to leave something that once had life. And This may be an animal for some of you, honestly. But that even though Louis wasn't a person, he is still a soul. He was still a dog that I've had since I was 7. You know, it's like I had that connection, and it's just with that happening, that transition from life to death, we don't know what happens afterwards. And we can say the books, the things, the messages that we receive, sure, but we won't truly know until we experience it ourselves. And I think that there's humility, there's humbleness to that we need to really sit with and understand that it's going to be okay, because life does carry on and we can be there for each other. Like I said, with Jean Valjean in the beginning, he was being taken care of. He had shelter. There's something here about you being protected through this transformation, through this time. My Lord. Let's get 3 more cards, and then I'll be done with your reading, group number 3s. So, message from group number 3's passed on loved one. Message from group number 3's passed on loved one. There's, the 10 of Swords, yeah. With the 9 of Pentacles in reverse again. If you are going through some sort of pain with people or someone or a situation, yeah, you know what this is. Like the Devil card in reverse. It's kind of like you are coming, I think you are transmuting a lot of energy, and I think you put a lot on yourself, and it's really time to, you have a healing heart, okay? Like that's not a problem. You help other people. You are there for other people, but now it's really time to rest and mourn whatever you're going through, because I think you're taking out a lot of your anxieties on the outside world, like either over talking about something. And I don't mean like over talking, it's good to vent, but I feel like now it's time to, I think you feel this, that it's time to rest, it's time to heal, it's time to take care of yourself. You're tired for a reason. You're exhausted for a reason. Maybe listen to that. And instead of avoiding this death, it's time to embrace it. It's time to understand the cycle of life, and it's time to understand that you will go through things in chapters that feel terrible, that feel like you're alone, that feel like you're sad, and it feels like, what's the point? But they're saying to, I'm getting like an image of a little bunny, a little cartoon bunny sleeping. Like something so pure. Like you have a very pure soul, pure heart. And I don't mean it in a weird infantilizing way. No. May you always be on the inner quest. I just feel like there is so much more to be discovered within you, but through that, it's time to transmute that and focus on yourself, because I think there's a lack of, because sure, you can be independent, but there's some things in life that don't allow you to be independent. So 2 more cards. Message from group number 3's Pass on Loved One. I really do think some of you guys are mourning a death of someone. That's really coming through for me, for some of you. And you keep pushing though, like you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and they're telling you to just stop, to just listen to yourself. Messages from group number 3's Pass on Loved One. The 2 of Wands, the Queen of Wands in reverse, again with not having confidence. The Hanged One. So maybe you have been kind of stuck, perplexed, trying to find out a situation, trying to receive clarity on it. I feel like you're being called to travel somewhere, being called to go somewhere to help you. I don't know what that is, but there's genuinely something here that's saying go there, because you will find confidence, you will find love. Again with fire signs. But there is a lack of confidence within you that is making you feel lost. And they're really asking you to listen to that and tap in, because I think that will help you get clarity. Go somewhere that will help you. Yeah, the Six of Cups, revisiting your past. Something that feels like home. I'm seeing children. I'm feeling laughter. You know those videos, like nostalgic videos on saying, when I was a kid, this is how the outside used to sound like when I would play. And it would just be a bunch of birds chirping, playground sets, things like that. There's something to go back to a place that reminds you of childhood. Like the simplicity of it. And really sit there. Wherever that is to you, I think that you need to go somewhere to find clarity, because it's hard to find it within yourself right now. Okay, one more card and then we'll be done with your reading, group number 3s. Messages from group number 3's past on loved one. King of Wands! What the frick? So much fire in this reading. You don't have to be a fire sign, but damn, chill out. The Nine of Pentacles again, like not really having... There's something here that you need to release. I don't know if it's a person. What is this, Spirit? What is this? The Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, something that makes you bring out your insecure side, makes you feel cold, sharp, not connected to your loving nature. They're telling you to really disconnect from that person. Someone is really making you feel very insecure, very much not confident, and it's hard to release it. And they're telling you, you're ready to release this. This life isn't all it is cracked up to be. The Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're not receiving from something. I don't know who this King of Wands is, but maybe you are being called to become this King of Wands through releasing something, through transmuting energy into what you want to do. God, you're being called to take charge, I feel. But there's, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but there's a specific area in your life that makes you feel like that you have to constantly defend yourself, and it brings you no energy, makes you want to fall into bad habits, makes you want to do something that isn't like you, and they're saying to let that go, because that has no room in your life anymore. The Magician card in reverse. Yeah. I don't know who this person is, but they're really... I'm getting this song by Hannah Montana, The Other Side of Me. I want you to see. So I don't know if there's something here that you feel like you're not being seen for who you are, like the nuanced version of yourself. Or even you have another side of you that needs to be released, that needs to be let go. That isn't you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a double-edged sword, or I don't know if I'm using the right word, but it's like a flip of the coin, a flick of the wrist. Like it's giving not your authentic self, but we still have that shadow side of ourselves that needs to be purged and healed. So, yeah, and then you're fully washed clean, I guess. But yeah, think about where you want to travel, because I feel like that's going to help you a lot. Okay, group number 3s. I think that I finally did a reading that's not an hour long. I hope. I don't know. I didn't look at it. 44 is fine. 44 was on the timer, so there you go. But group number 3s, thank you so much for listening. If you're still here, let me know in the comments how it resonated. I feel like this was the only group that I feel like wasn't all over the place. But thank you so much for sharing your energy, and thank you to your passed on loved ones to come through and collaborate with this reading. And I love you guys. Keep spreading love, however that looks for you, because that will always be the answer. And I will see you guys in the next one, okay? Bye.